What do you got?
Pete, when trying to figure out like who starts on your offensive line, whether it's like Caleb Rogers, Will Putnam, throughout the course of what are the benchmarks you're looking for in terms of in practice to kind of like help you guys make that decision on who goes out there?
Okay, first off, everything is based on competition, meaning that we got to give them a chance and show them. We look at who they're matching up against, how they handle it. I mean, from the pass rush competitions that we do, the communications, and so we're looking at just like as we evaluate everything. So we try to mix the rotations, and so that we see guys against the best competition they could have, and we use all of that information. Then from there, it's subjectively we make a decision on what we're doing. So I mean that's not any different than we've ever done in any position. We might specialize a little bit in trying to make a big deal about it that we're competing and everybody knows, and so the guys are battling, and so we're trying to make it kind of out in the open.
Is it disconcerting at all that this far into the season that maybe Caleb wasn't ready to be dressed out?
No, he's a young player trying to make it, and he's trying to do the best he can. He's been busting his tail for a long time, but he's still learning. I mean, it's because he's a draft pick that you guys are bringing this up, and we think he's going to be a good player, and it just hasn't quite got it as far as he needs to at this point. And he's trying. He's busting his tail.
Pete, after getting a chance to see the game film, obviously better than field level, did anything stand out to you maybe after seeing the film that you didn't notice from field level?
Sure. Yeah. That's why I hate having to talk about the game before I see the film, and I try not to say too much to the team. I try to not say too much to you guys because I don't, I need to get a real good session. So I went right there last night and away we go. Gosh, there's so many observations in different directions. Just in general, we went after him to go after him with early play passes and to throw the ball on first down, and we did that pretty well. And that was pretty clear. And the reason why, I think I said this last night probably, but we protected well in those situations, and Chip mixed all the calls so that they had to keep the defensive guys from teeing off on us. And when we fell into the drop back opportunities, the longer the third down situations and a couple earlier ones, we had trouble holding them out, and we didn't pass pro well in against their guys. It's a really good front. Kind of quickly they changed the complexion of their future, I think, with the moves that they made, and those guys were tough, and they made it hard on us. That was just one area. I mean, there's a ton of them.
Can you foresee in the future Jordan Meredith getting more snaps at the guard position, or was it a thing of you just trying to put the best five on the field?
Well, we tried. We banked on the fact that he had a lot of experience in his background there, and so we took a look at him. Really, we started. We had a couple extra days, and we took a look at guys to see what we had available, and he's a secure player, man. He does things right, and he's strong, and he doesn't get knocked around a whole lot. That came off of last year's film, and he showed that right off the bat that he's still a little rusty at guard, and so this is another week to go ahead and evaluate as well. But we did kind of bank on that he has background there, and he could make that switch, and we could count on him. And so really the focus went to Will Putnam and to Kappa playing at center, and to see what did we have there with those guys. And so we're kind of in the mode still. Again, we will be this week again. We're going to give these guys a competitive opportunity to see who can battle to get the playing time.
Early impressions of Shore Sanders? Have you had a chance to watch video?
I have not yet. I'm still just wrapping up this game with the coaches.
9 snaps for Jack Bash and just one target between he and Dante Thornton. Was that just the product of how the game played out? Are guys getting open? Or are they being?
Yeah, they had their concepts. That they were carrying out. A couple, like the one Jack caught was one that we had done all week long. We kind of felt really good about that, and they hit it perfectly, just like we'd practiced it. But he was in the plan too, but the balls just didn't go that way.
Pete, with your years of experience, when you have a team that's struggling, how are different ways that you continue to keep them engaged, get them continue to not look at it, oh my God, we have another game, but hey, we have another opportunity? How do you handle that?
Yeah, well, it's an involved process of trying to keep their focus and to keep their hope alive and challenge them to work, try to find the key individuals that you think could benefit from a little bit more focus, a little more emphasis, a little more pat on the back or kick in the butt, whatever it is. And it's a variety of ways. In general, it's really keeping an eye on the future. What we've always had a way of dealing with the last game, so we try to stay in the routine of that. Whether it was a big game win or a big game loss, whatever the situation is, to come back to focus to try to find a regularity about the preparation process. So we've worked hard at that because I know how important it is to be consistent in that regard. And that's what throws teams off. The last second win or loss can totally blow you out of the water in terms of your focus the next week. The media, the hype, the build up, the pats on the back, the kick in the butt again. So we have a whole way that we work at that, and so I got to call on that again and see if we can get back right. We played hard in this football game, and guys played tough in the game, and we didn't play well enough, and I thought Shadi's group played really well. They did a lot of things. Their guys played like they're supposed to play. The guys made the catches, the guys made the runs, the guys made the blocks. They got the rushes out of their guys. Got a couple of good wins in the secondary. They really did a nice job coming into this game, and I give them a lot of credit.
Going back to Jack Bech real quick, is there anything he has to do to get more snaps? I mean, forget targets, just get more snaps, get more opportunity on the field.
If you notice, we played a lot of tight ends. We played a lot of 12 and 13 personnel, and that takes away from the receivers. And so that's why we even went to 4 receivers in the game plan this week. We were able to do that. So it just cuts in on their opportunities is what happens. So they got to make the most of the ones they get.
Last night and just now, you gave credit to the Cowboys receivers of the way they were able to play. But when you look at the film, what's one thing you can put your finger on that the secondary really needs to improve on moving forward?
We didn't tackle 3 very well at all. We didn't tackle the guy. He ran through us, and he made us miss. He broke tackles. He was more aggressive running with the football than I thought he was. And we'd seen some good highlights from him, but we didn't think that it would happen to us. But he did it. Did I just say shit? Yeah, sorry. Bleep that out, please. Anyway, he was. I thought he had a phenomenal game. We really did put coverage on him. It wasn't like we just were surprised that he had a big game. We counted on him. We played the deep ball well on him. You saw us cover him up a couple different times well when they wanted to go to him, because it's 2 or 3 times a game they're going to take a shot, and that part we did well. But it was him after the catch that he was really difficult. It was 3 big slant routes that he caught, and an in route he caught on and spun out and got out of there. He was a big factor. So if we were doing it again, man, we would just be emphasizing the heck out of finishing those tackles, because a number of times guys thought they had him and they thought he was going down, and he just kept spinning and rolling, and you got to give him a lot of credit. That was a very good game for him. I don't know why he didn't start the game, but we were better when he wasn't out there.
Pete, I was curious, what went into the decision to do, I think it was like an onside punt kick, near in the fourth quarter after the safety? Kind of what went into the decision?
Well, we're in a 3-score game. We got to get the ball back, and it's an opportunity. We actually almost did it exactly right. It was close. It was a great kick that gave us a chance, and we're trying to get the ball back. And figuring if we don't get the ball back there, it's going to be really difficult to get 3 more chances, after they get the ball again. So that was just a decision that we made to go for it, and we took a shot at our prep and special teams. Might add, I thought Darius Swinton did a nice job in his first game out there with his guys. Guys played really well for him, played really hard, and I think there was 1 return, but other than that, we were very consistent with the play, and that called on another aspect of a special part of special teams that we took a shot at.
Just curious on that, because that play rarely happens. I don't know that I've ever seen a safety punt for an onside kick, basically. How much do you guys practice on that or wherever? Because like you said, it was pretty darn close to
Yeah, no, we have done it. We've done it consistently throughout. It's been ready. The kickers work on the kick and all that every week. So we wouldn't have done it if we didn't feel like we had a chance, because we've worked on it. So it gave us a shot, and it was a tremendous kick, and there's a lot of things that can happen right there.
Pete, just where's your current confidence level with Geno Smith at this point in the season?
I thought Geno played really well for the most part last night, and he was under the pressure the entire time in the drop back game. He had to move. it wasn't perfect. You know, he did jam a ball in there on the interception that got tipped, that he could have checked it down. We were really trying to take advantage of the checkdowns and get the ball to Ashton as much as we could. And there was a chance there for, 10-yard play probably. But he thought he saw it, thought he could get it in there, and linebacker got a hand on the ball. But he threw a great ball to Trey on the seam route down in the goal line, the back line of the end zone. That the two of them needed to just hook it up. He threw back shoulder to him on a seam route that was a beautiful thought and throw. And Trey didn't quite get there. Something we just need to keep working on. But I continue to really believe in him. I have no hesitation in telling you that. He's an incredible player, and he's busting his tail, and he's working at it really hard. He has not backed off one step throughout the process, and so we're counting on that he's going to keep working it, and he'll come through for us. We just got to help him out more, got to protect him better.
When you go back to the play where he tried to force the ball to Brock Bowers and got tipped and picked, and you say he could have threw the check down, is that just a product of just him predetermining where he wants to go with the ball?
It's kind of the competitor in him. He had a shot. He'd been hitting everything on the play actions, and here he had a shot again and hit going. And here's his top guy. He's got Brock, and there's a little crease there, and he gunned it at him, and the guy got a hand on the ball. That's all. He went real aggressive with the decision at the time, and he checked down the ball really well, and so we made nice yardage on stuff down to the running backs on the same kind of actions, not the same play, but different ones. And that was the game plan. We're not trying to just force the ball down the field. We're trying to see if it's there, take it as he did most of the time, and then drop the ball down when he had to. That was just one he just went for it. And we can see it happening. And he's got that kind of competitive nature about him. But there was a better decision to make than that on that play.
In regards to Aiden O'Connell, are you anticipating him being activated back to the 50?
He's been practicing a lot with us. He's getting his good work. We got to go talk about it, figure that one out, because the time is coming. We've been getting him some work against the ones and all that to bring him along as fast as we can. And he's had quite a bit of practice opportunity to get going. So he's done all right with it too.
When your football team's 2-8, there's blame to go around everywhere. And Gino consistently stands up, says, "Put it on me. It's all on me." And I'm setting aside the on-field play. How happy have you been with his leadership as a veteran, taking the heat, taking the lightning rod, and just the way he's handled that?
Yeah, he really has, and I do compliment him for maintaining that, because it's been hard. The season didn't. You go back to the first 3 or 4 games when the ball was going to the other team. I mean, that was a hard start, because he understands that carries throughout the season, and all that. He's made it through that. He's responded, and he really hasn't wavered. And when you give him the opportunity, I know you guys, you check him out every week, a couple times a week, I guess, and that's a lot to stand up to. But he's been around a long time. He's had good examples that he's played around, and understands the way you have to maintain that mentality, and he's doing it admirably. Hopefully we all are.
That's good.
Thank you, Pete.